beginning. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna tell you this to Zach behind the camera. Shout out to Zach immediately. Yes, you can. I wish you could say stuff, but if you could, you can't. If you want to chime in, please figure it out. The cameraman. I told him a little bit before about like how we met and shit.
Yeah.
At the gym, long lost gym, St. Clair Fitness.
That's when I first moved up here.
I was working at when you first moved up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you were, well, you had 2 legs.
I did have 2 legs, kind of.
You were a whole lot bigger.
I was.
With all due respect,
I was like,
either way.
Probably maybe 70, 80 pounds heavier.
Yeah. And
yep.
You were a fucking beast.
I was
like,
bald too.
You shaved head, super serious and like quiet, and like a big old West Virginia mountain man. And I was a skinny new little trainer. And I was like, this dude's fucking sweet, but I didn't want to say anything at first because I didn't want to like annoy you. You know what I mean?
That's silly.
I know, it's never, but like I always thought you were cool because I saw you wearing a Ghost shirt one time, and I was like,
yeah, same. You had long hair and wore metal shirts.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah.
So when I saw you with that, I was like, okay, there's a little more to this. He's not just like a strong West Virginian that comes in. He's like he has depth and character.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
And I was like, oh, I want this guy to like me because he's awesome. And I think I ran into you like at a store randomly, like you were coming out and I was coming in. I think it was either a store or like a gas station or something.
Probably.
Was, like, the first time I saw you outside of the gym and we were just like, what's up? And I remember
that's how the bromance starts.
And that's how the bromance starts. And I was like,
that's how it starts.
It was all downhill for them. But long story short, first, your like belief in like wanting to do like be involved in Death Comes Lifting was like a huge fucking boost in my confidence to like actually get it going from like where it began. So you being there from the beginning like is like a solid
Likewise,
thing
man.
for me, man.
That's been kind of a big motivator for me too, that the support that you started giving me. I mean, very early on, like prior to my ankle fusion, it was kind of I'll never lift legs a thing again, sort of deal. And then that's when you asked me to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And it didn't make much sense to me, but you had a lot of belief there. So it's kind of held me accountable over the years.
That's cool.
And then stayed with it. I mean, it's not like, you know, a couple years went by and then I had my leg amputated. So I didn't even do any type of any lifting event at all until, you know, years after you first approached me. So
definitely.
And I'm weird as hell about stuff like this. So it's not like I contributed very much to the years.
You have though.
But no, really, it's been a lot of, and just like a lot of the changes that I've made over the last few years, I can kind of anchor it to being accountable to you guys for investing in me, and then like trying to give the shit my all for a few years, and
that's really cool, man.
And not do shit that's counterintuitive to it.
No, man. I mean, from when just the person you were from when we first started, even just not even knowing each other, but just Death Comes Lifting in general, which was far less than how long we've known each other.
Yeah.
Your transformation just as a person has been like incredible.
I appreciate that, man. I had a lot of changes that I needed to make in all fairness. So, and probably still do. So no, I appreciate the support. I don't think that I would have the same outlook towards those sort of things as I did if I didn't have kind of that support and like I said, somebody to hold me accountable and make me feel guilty if I did things that weren't weren't in line with it.
Right. Well, that's what any good friend and personal trainer does, right? That's what the people want us just to hold them accountable. They don't really even care about anything else. You just need something to hold you accountable.
And like, you got to want to, I just think I just hit a point where I either, you know, was going to take a turn for the worse, or I had to start being accountable for a lot of shit in my life. So
how long did we know each other before you had to get your leg amputated as well? I was trying to figure out, like, what year did you get the amputation? Let's just say that. Do we know?
Yeah,
17?
It was 2019.
It was 19.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was
it was like the last day of February, I think, in 2019, something like that.
Okay. So we're coming up on the anniversary of that now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Coming up on this.
That'd be 4 years, I guess.
Yeah, 4 years.
Yep.
4 years. So I probably knew you for a good 2 or 3 before that. Right?
Oh, at least. Yeah.
At least,
you
right?
You knew me longer than that because I've been in Pittsburgh for 10 years-ish. and I met you not long after I moved here.
Yeah, so it's probably been
And
like
so,
8 years.
You probably knew me for like 4 or 5 years before that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to wrap my head around that, but
I'm getting
knew
old.
you wanted. We know you're old. I'm getting old too, but I knew I wanted you involved in Death Comes Lifting. But I think before like the Frankenjahn was ever a created thing with your amputation.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And
that's what I mean. Even the surgery before that.
Oh yeah,
was like that fusion.
You haven't had
did
so
not
many
go
surgeries, dude.
But it was like right before that. I remember I was like a couple weeks from having that surgery. Yeah. And it was not looking great mobility wise afterwards. And that's when you first asked me, and then I was like,
oh, okay.
I mean, of course I said yes, but it didn't make much sense to me.
Then the amputation came. How long after that?
Like 2 years.
2 years after that. Yeah. So we were dealing with that for 2 years.
Yeah.
We should talk about a brief rundown of all your injuries at some point in this podcast. But like, if we don't, you were through a lot of shit, man.
Yeah. I've been not very good to my body.
And just the shit you continue to put yourself through and like accomplish in powerlifting is pretty fucking amazing, dude. Your first meet, which is where we did the last time we did this. Like that's where I want to go back to. So go back to that Frankenjahn right now and rate him on a scale from like 1 to 10, and then rate yourself where you are.
I wasn't very good. I bombed out immediately.
Okay.
Well, not immediately. I bombed out on bench. And I was not strong at all. I think that one was what I was attempting to get kind of a win, just to do an actual meet post amputation. I think it was like around the year anniversary or something. So it was like sentimental at the time.
But even so,
I fucked it up.
You did.
But then we went back a few months later and at least completed the meet. Right. But yeah, no, I think that like the last year has been really good in that regards. And like with Roger, like just finally getting things to click, and just like my, I don't know, form and like fun and how to make everything work, I guess. Right. Just to kind of lock that stuff in, and things are actually starting to click a little bit the last maybe 6 months or so.
I love thinking about when you were training for the first one though, like from amputation, like figuring it out, hobbling around the gym. And shit.
Yeah, it was an experience.
Right.
It was very much like I said before we started this, and I still have it, but then I had it really bad. Very much just like imposter, like.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
We all do. I do it all the time. That's why I don't like doing podcasts.
Yeah, it's weird for me. It's weird for me. I
know this about you, but it's okay, man. We love you.
Thanks.
That's all you need to know.
It.
That's all that gets you through imposter syndrome, bro. The people that love you and support you. They're like, fuck yeah, you actually are doing something sick. So what you're doing is actually sick and inspiring.
I appreciate it. And I do get like a lot of good feedback, way more than, anything I had done previous to powerlifting. So it at least has been a way for me to do something positive and have some positive communication with some folks. Mm-hmm. And folks that have either going through the same thing or have gone through the same thing. And there's a lot of people out there that do the same thing as me that are like way stronger and have even worse amputations than I do. So that's inspiring to kind of see and chase around as well.
It's important to know, man.
Yeah.
Worse amputation, or like, is there a ranking like best amputee in
I
powerlifting?
say that like I'm pretty lucky in mine, because like we were able to plan it out. I was able to get it cut at an ideal spot.
Yeah.
Like, I only had to mess with the ankle joint, which for me was fucked for 15 years before that and wasn't anything anyway. So it was like a lot easier on my knee now. So yeah, there definitely is. I mean, obviously, like I can't imagine having a above knee.
Right.
Or like I think that would be a whole different
a whole different
ball game. But like really mine's pretty simple and like at an ideal place. Like it has enough like residual limb that it's not super hard on my knee, but still enough to work with as far as the blade goes. Or
still a process though. I mean, I remember how many prosthetics or samples you went through or whatever just to get it figured out for a while, man.
It's been a whole trip. It's mainly just been adjustments, like fucking insurance. I'm actually still not in a definitive prosthetic from when I had surgery. I'm still in like the very first
like a prototype.
Yeah, I mean, so like the foot part of it's a part of a permanent one, but it was supposed to be the first one to kind of try out. But the shell's still like thermoplastic, and we're still making alterations. I'm still wearing like 25 layers of liners in there to get it to fit. So it just, yeah, insurance is a pain in the ass.
Other than just like, I don't know how to form this question without making it sound like a dumb question, but other than just not having a fucking leg, what was the hardest part of like training again? Like with finding your, no pun intended, footing back?
So honestly, it wasn't like, I feel like I was at such an advantage because, you know, the 10 years before that, from when I got in my wreck to when I had my leg amputated, like what I had was not very, you know, operable. You know, I couldn't walk or be on my feet more than like a mile a day. I couldn't physically do squats because I didn't have a heel on that leg. So like, I didn't have to relearn very much. Right. Like I had a very noticeable limp before.
You basically couldn't.
And like I don't really have a limp now. It's like,
that's funny.
So it wasn't like I didn't have to like relearn things. So where like I had this like perfectly operating set of legs, and then the next day I didn't. You know, what I had for 10 years was really fucking bad.
Okay.
So sense. It was like such an improvement and such like a quicker recovery than even like an ACL or like my previous ankle fusion or like any of the other surgeries had been. It was just like heal up and then start getting into a prosthetic and then, you know, just start figuring shit out. I think the biggest part of it for me was just like mental. Just like trusting it, you know, to start actually squatting some weight and like stuff like that. I think was like kind of a mind fuck a little bit.
I'm sure,
but
we started
physically.
Small, man.
I mean, it's like, oh yeah, no, I still watch videos.
Do
just
you?
To like, yeah, for sure.
Oh, I do too, man.
I start getting like down and like. If I have a shitty day in the gym or like a shitty week or like, you know, even this last meet, I mean, I'm happy with the outcome, but like it wasn't what we thought it was going to be.
Right.
Then I can at least like go back and be like, well, 2 years ago, this looked really fucking bad.
Yeah.
And so we've at least like made some improvements. And like I can, as long as I can keep seeing that, then I'm down to keep going.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I love that you do that. I would never think you would watch old videos of yourself. But that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that, though, because you need to do that, man.
Yeah. Or, like, when I fail something, I'll watch it for, like...
Yeah. It's important to remember.
Until
like,
I get the chin until Roger lets me try it again. I'll watch it every fucking day.
Yeah.
And try to figure out what I did.
Well, it's cool. I mean, I feel like if you didn't... I don't even know who you'd be if you didn't have, like, this gym down here and this, like, powerlifting obsession to focus on.
I don't either, man. You know? It's such a stress reliever. And, like, since we started down this, or actually, I guess, a few months before... I mean, I haven't drank in over 4 years, so I don't.
So cool, man! I'm so proud of you for that.
Probably be a big part of my stress management. Would probably be that, but
I'm glad
it's a huge stress relief, and it's worked out well. I can't imagine not having it.
It's so fucking cool down here, man. There was none of this the last time we did a podcast. This happened from COVID.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it's honestly Clarice, dude. She's super supportive, so she's
the shit, dude.
Even still just comes down here and cleans up after us and like reorganizes shit and makes it way better.
She's a real one for sure.
Yeah.
But it was a crowded, like real ass garage.
Oh yeah, this was like a workroom that the guy who owned the house before me had. And an actual garage.
To see it from like a shitty rack that you got like curbside at Dick's when the pandemic. The one that's over there. When the pandemic happened, you like immediately bought a rack and were like, I'm fucking doing this shit. And it's so cool that you have this here, man. It's growing into something really cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It still needs a lot of work. It's still pretty skanky down here, but.
I mean,
we'll remodel soon. Knock out the wall for Zach and
for sure.
At least like fix the walls and ceilings and shit. Make it not look so dungeon like. Like I said, the only thing I would change is like the height.
Well, yeah,
I would love somewhere that was higher.
I don't think that's in your control though. At all.
Currently.
I don't think you could do anything about that, right? Yeah. So
the various holes that I've put in
if you didn't have this, like, obviously when you bought the power rack and we're trying to convert the downstairs into the gym, I mean, I know you were ahead of the curve on the whole pandemic, but you probably didn't think it was going to be 2 fucking years or anything like that, right? So
I did not, and I didn't think that like I would enjoy working out here as much as I do. And now, like, I don't see myself. I mean, unless you get a gym, but even then, like, I would come work out there on like my main days, but I would probably still do like some stuff down here.
And do some shit here.
I don't see myself like joining a gym permanently. When I travel, there's gyms I go to for sure, and like gyms I enjoy going to, and even around here, gyms I drop into for sure. But it's just so convenient because I can just like drink a coffee, come down here,
do your
work
thing.
out, go upstairs and eat.
Yeah, it's great, dude. I mean, I love coming down here when I come over to work out. It's always great sessions, great energy, and that's a huge thing about a gym for me. And that's the main thing I look at when I think about opening a gym in buildings and stuff. Is I love the atmosphere. Like, that's the biggest thing for me.
That's what it's always exciting when you bring folks over and actually get like different people in here.
Yeah,
and,
it's cool.
And shit. It's cool. I can see the appeal. I can see why Rob does his meet every year too.
That is cool, and we will be there strong this year for. Everybody fucking wondering out there, we will be there. That is, I can't wait, dude.
I'll be there as long as I'm invited. Every year.
I think we'd really have to fuck up to not be invited, so I hope we don't.
I've been known to do that.
Me too. We bring too much shit. We take over too many things. We eat too much food.
That is behind me.
No, it definitely is, man. But yeah, we have to think of a design to do this year for that. We're doing something really sick. I would love to do basketball shorts too, because it's the summer. I think that'd do really well. Like maybe chicks and men's shorts.
Just do unisex.
Or that.
I don't know. Like
I was thinking booty shorts and shit.
Short shorts.
Don't girl. Oh yeah.
So
fuck, dude. Don't those powerlifting chicks with those huge ass legs like love a booty shorts also?
I mean,
and they love them. They like tear out of those things. And so did Lou Nutter. Cuts off his own fucking jeans.
Happy
I'll wear
a pair of those. Yeah, for the meet.
That's what I mean. I'd wear
them.
Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
All right, write that down, Zach. Make sure you have that recorded. Make sure you have that note that we're doing booty shorts for sure.
I'm in.
I think that'd be great. Rob will love it, and I don't know, Texas Chainsaw vibe or Demon Barbecue vibe. Okay.
Yeah, I'm digging the barbecue.
Barbecue vibe. Okay, cool. All right, glad we got that out of the way. What So do you want to talk about your last meet? All the way, we can go up from so from the beginning that you bombed out, right? So what that means is, for those who don't know, you completed squats, right?
I did.
You did squats first, which is like the fact that you can fucking squat anything is fucking awesome. So there's that.
It was not a lot at all.
It was not a lot.
No.
But that's okay. Yeah. But that's okay. But you got squat, and then you misjudged your bench. So your first attempt at bench was too heavy, and you couldn't get it for the next two, which disqualified you from the meet after bench.
Yeah, but like I didn't know. I will say I didn't know enough about it to know that like I could stay and still do deadlifts if they like allowed me to, which they typically do.
Yeah.
And I just like fucking left because I was upset with myself. So I feel like that was a dick move on my part.
You didn't? You left the meet?
I did. Yeah, we left.
We
left. We didn't even stay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
I felt like you wanted to stay and say like thank you, or you at least like wanted to say thank you.
I thanked them before I left, but like I didn't realize that I could stay, and like it was probably rude of me just to fucking bail. Maybe. But I didn't know that. So like I would have stayed and done.
We were newbies into powerlifting meets, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I still feel like I am. Me too. Feel like I don't. Yeah.
Me too.
Don't know what's going on.
I have to train myself mentally to like to sit there and be focused on for that long.
For me, it's just more of like
it's good though.
I don't like to compare myself to other people, obviously, but there's just like so many awesome things that happen there, and I'm just like, man, like
it's inspirational.
Do I belong here? Like, what am I doing here?
You definitely do. You're definitely the energy you put out, man. The energy you get from being in the crowd is awesome. So I can awesome. Tell you that, man. It's a good vibe. At least it's inspiring, and it doesn't matter. The numbers don't matter anyway.
Oh, really? I know.
Do they matter to you?
I mean, it matters to me is all. I know nobody gives a shit. Like at the end of.
Do you have a like what numbers matter to you? Like, do you have a goal that you're like, I want to do this?
And then I'll be good. Goals. Yeah, for sure.
Like, what's a number in your head that you want to hit and be happy with?
Like squat?
Anything.
I'd say I'd like to squat 500.
Okay. And where are you at now?
The most I've done is 455.
Okay.
But that's the most I've tried.
That's fucking amazing though, dude. And like, That's not that far away. Like, I guarantee you can get to
It's
squat 500
achievable.
pounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
So I'd be happy with that.
That'd be huge.
Same with deadlift right now. Like, it should be more, I feel like, just based on, like, typical ratios. But
Right.
I don't know. We're starting to figure it out. Like, it's gone well the last couple months. So I think that'll probably happen before the squat does. But I'd like to do that. And if I could just figure out how the fuck to bench press without being 270 pounds, that would be good for me.
Me too,
I'd
man.
be very happy with that.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Bench press has always been my weakest lift
stagnant
ever.
for years.
I'm sorry. I know that's frustrating. We'll get you there. Pin presses might be a move. Didn't we talk about that before?
Yeah, I did a lot of those.
Did you?
Like back in the day when I
Right.
actually
That's
like,
why
that's
we were
all I could
talking
do
about.
was bench because that's all I physically really could do. And
Pin presses.
yeah, I did do a lot of those.
That's
back
what
then.
I was thinking
But
early.
like and
early
also
training
maybe like I
about you.
just tore myself up or something. I don't know. Or maybe
Could be.
I think it's mental. I don't know what it is.
Anyway,
The leg drive is like weirdly I haven't figured it out yet still, I don't think. Like consistently with which is weird. You know, the one thing I lay on my back for is the weirdest thing with my leg, but
well, this had
figure it
to.
out.
You are getting better each meet. Long story is short. At the end of the day, like it's
I'll
it's
keep
factual.
Doing it. As
You
long as
can't
I can
argue
keep
that.
doing that, I'll keep doing it.
You're getting better at
That's
each
kind of
meet.
like my general. As long as I can
And-
keep improving.
And you're figuring out like it might for people that don't really do powerlifting or like know when you're saying like figure out your bench, like people will think, well, what the fuck is there to figure out? You've bench pressed a million times, you know what I mean? But like you're developing
my
this like
mechanics are fucked.
this like like you go into your internal on your body on that level, and you're really figuring shit out about your own body like deeply, dude. Like it's like watching you work out and like seeing like your technique at the beginning and how it's evolving till now and like the things you tweak and just like your meditative state about it in general. It's a very like
Dude, I'm telling you, it's
Buddha-y,
a stress reliever.
like, workout thing about you.
really, it's something I really, really enjoy.
It's
and, like,
very cool.
I'm very scared of like, that's why like injuries and shit scare the hell out of me because I'm like, well, where am I going to get like that kind of stress relief
That's true.
in a somewhat healthful manner and not just end up being an asshole to people that don't deserve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I do.
That's what it comes
I
down
do.
to at the end of the day. Like, I just don't want to be a dick.
That's true. You're not. Yeah. We all need the gym to help us not be a dick. But if you're getting injury, you can always do things. Yoga, breathing, your mantra. You know, but like this is your like yoga, like meditation. Like,
Yeah.
seeing you like go internal, like the fact that powerlifting is such like an external practice and maybe like it's kind of freakish to people that don't really know, right? Like you're deadlifting all this weight, big fucking dudes, like their nose is bleeding, like shit, like okay, like
it scares me more than anything, honestly, because I'm like, well, if I do like one thing wrong, then I'm gonna severely injure myself or
It's
like
crazy.
break my fucking leg because of like the pressure point being on the wrong thing, and then like what do I do?
yeah, it's crazy.
Like what happens when that happens? Like
We're gonna have push-up competitions.
I don't want to know what happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm sure it'd be awful.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, like everything else, but it's not gonna happen. You stay strong, bro. You stay strong. It's not. We're not putting that out there.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, it is what it is at this point. But like, it just. I think that's why. Like, I feel like the mental side's so big. At least with me, it's just because it's more. So like, I feel like the second I don't respect something that's going on, then like, I'm gonna hurt myself.
Well, you've had how many surgeries have you had?
Like in my life.
In your life, yeah. Let's put it into perspective.
I don't know.
Like
30
more
or
than
40
I
probably.
was gonna say like more than 20, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a fucking a lot.
For sure,
dude. Yeah. You've had
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. You're very injury prone. You've had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been sick
I was like
a lot.
the sick little kid too, which is a funny thing.
So
like,
was I, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is weird.
But yeah,
But
I can myself
understand why that's in there mentally, though. You know,
Yeah,
your fear
it's
of
not
injury.
like I think it's like a positive because in one regard, like it makes me have like not as much regard for my body because I'm like, well, you know, like I've got out of some pretty shitty physical situations, so like the worst that can happen if I try this is like a broken this or something, you know what I mean? Like nothing that I can't like dig my way out of. So I think in that regard, like it makes me not very scared to do things that, you know, I guess I could fuck myself up at.
Yeah.
But on the other side, it at least keeps me mindful of like shit I wish I would have been more mindful of probably when I was younger.
What is that? What are some things you wish you would have done when you were younger, knowing what you know now? Ancients, wisdom, powerlifting, Buddha, Jan?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to. I don't know. I don't know if I would change anything, because what if that like fucked me up? Like, I'm okay with who I am now. Finally, so like, what if I changed something that fucked me up who I am now?
That's true. So what about just like speaking on just training purpose, like in the gym, like what's something you figured out now that you're like, fuck, if I was only doing this, like
swallow my pride.
Damn, son, I like it.
That honestly, like, not fucking ego lift and not think that because like I read some shit on the internet that I could go make like, programs that would have like my exact desired outcomes without like actually educating myself. Mm-hmm. And like when I did lift in like high school and college, it wasn't like anything serious. Like I probably never even did a squat. Like it was just like garage, like benching and curls and shit. And like, I'm going to get as big as I possibly can, and gave me an excuse to eat and drink as much as I wanted because I lifted a handful of times a week. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like actual lifting. Yeah. So like, I think I would have taken it a bit serious more early on and like not for granted, because by the time I got like actually into it and serious about it, like at that point there were things like physically I couldn't do, like I don't feel like that now. Like there hasn't been anything I've had to say no to now, but like, for that 10 years, like I probably would have just swallowed my pride and like taken some direction from other people that were actually educated.
Did you just do your own thing for like a while in the gym?
Up until Roger, he's only. I take that back. I had like when I was just like trying to lose weight, like in between surgeries, I think I like had somebody, just like an internet trainer, like put together a diet and program for me. And then like my buddies would help, like my buddy Kyle, like I've done programs with him and stuff before, just programs I pull off the internet. But like actually having a coach, I didn't have until Roger.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Roger, dude. He's been doing such great things for you and us and the whole thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do anything like
his programs.
I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I thought that's what like kind of woke me up a little bit. Is like I thought like I knew a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I can handle myself, until that opportunity presented itself and it made a lot of sense. And then now I'm like,
well, it's so nice to have
so much I know just from working with him over the last few years.
That's really cool.
I had no fucking clue about.
That's really cool. What was one thing that he changed or he did for you that stood out in training wise that you weren't doing that made like an impact? Like I know he incorporates just weird shit like pauses.
A shit ton of good mornings.
Like
that's honestly been like on my main squat day, he does like a lot of hamstring accessories afterwards.
Okay.
So, but it's just like ends up being tons of like good morning variations. So, like with different bars. And,
I know, I see that on your programs a lot, yeah.
And then like a lot of staggered RDLs and just like a shit ton of hamstring work, like on the quad day. And then on the second squat day, which is like a secondary squat day, then they'll be more like quad focused.
Interesting. Yep. He does to do that. He'd also hit you with like 100 air squats at the end and like 100.
Yeah, there's always 100
face pulls.
100 to 200 of something at the end.
That's crazy, dude. He's like, it's a lot of volume, you would think, more than a powerlifting workout.
That's more than I've ever done, like when I considered myself powerlifting, whether I was or not.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I was just doing my own shit. Yeah, I never did like that much volume at all. And I think that's probably like a lot of why I had so many injuries and shit too. With that, and like, I mean, obviously at that point, my body was so like imbalanced, and I think that like that's probably why I've been semi-healthy for a while, is because we're finally getting like some balance.
I think so.
Out in my hips and my back, and like
I think so.
I'd lost 90% of my lat in one of my surgeries, and like that's finally like built back up to be like.
Yeah, just casually lost 90% of your lat.
Like, lose it. They used it to make an ankle.
I know, it's like no big deal. It wasn't like I basically don't have an entire.
We found it. It wasn't. It eventually got cut off anyway, so I guess it is like medical waste now. But
nice.
But yeah, it took a while to just like even out, because like I had 10 or 12 years of just like being so lopsided. Like my leg was shorter on one side, I didn't have a heel. Like the whole like. it just affected everything, I feel like. So like my back was always hurting, or like my shoulders were always hurting, and it didn't help that I was like 270 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of stress on your body and inflammation.
Yeah. Like I can't imagine carrying around that weight right now.
It's insane.
Like I would not be able to do anything.
That's another thing for how you feel unimpressively strong you are. You're not that heavy for how you used to be, though. Either way, like you built a strength. You're like, 300 pounds.
I was 194.
And now that's that's very skinny for you.
It is. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I weigh 175. So let's put, let's put that in perspective.
Me, I think I weighed like 273.
That's probably what I mean. Like close to 300 pounds. I know.
Yeah, I was a large person. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're pretty much just as fucking strong, which is amazing, dude.
Well, I'm stronger now, but it doesn't like, I don't think it like what I had body wise, like it's unfair. Like if I was healthy and I was like, a healthy 270 and I'm stronger now, I'd be very happy.
I got
but
you.
like, I mean, I wasn't like capable of very much.
I know.
Then, I mean, self-inflicted and otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that like, it's hard it's almost like comparing just two different people.
Yeah. You got lighter.
I feel like that, like just with life in general.
For sure.
I had to take control.
For sure.
Myself.
Yeah. It's great. I love seeing your trajectory and your truly Frankenjahn, your transformation.
Thank you.
Transformationing. Your hair got longer. Your beard got longer.
It is. I should have, yeah.
You're fucking skinnier. You're more of a yogi than me, and you're a powerlifter, and you don't even do yoga. See?
I know. It is odd.
It's about that.
But when I tried to do actual yoga, you saw what happened.
You didn't squat too well afterwards. Yeah, I fucked him up at yoga.
Yeah,
you were sweating.
God, it was so bad. I was like shaking, and everybody around me wasn't. Like every single person in there was just doing that shit. Yeah, and I was like, fucking. Yeah.
I know.
It's fucking crazy.
You're so not used to it, dude. It's just like something you're not used to.
I do stretch a lot. Like
it's a different thing.
Like a combined hour. I split it up. A combined hour a day, I'll stretch. But it was like the holds. I don't fucking hold.
Yeah, you don't hold. Yeah, no isometrics.
Dude, it was bad.
Nothing with your like alignment, that shit. But that's just probably really good for your powerlifting.
I feel like I'm built for like short spurts. The other day for Christmas. I don't care. The other day for Christmas, one of my friends got my other friend like a bachelorette game where you just like jerk two dicks and the last one to get sprayed in the face.
Love it. So like basically every day of my fucking life. That's what that game is.
My buddy challenged me first, and of course I accepted the challenge.
Of course.
And so I got all situated. And they didn't turn the game on. So for like a minute and a half, I was just like going as hard as I possibly could. And then they turned the game on and I fucking lost and got squirted in the face.
Nice, dude.
I'm like completely just short spurts. If it would have been on, I would have won.
You are a bit built for short spurts, but instead of, jerking off the dick for
random Christmas story.
Random Christmas story. You could just do a super basic yoga thing for like fucking 10 minutes a day, probably. And you took a class that like you were.
Yeah.
It was like a hard.
Well, I wanted to do it more because it was like.
Yeah.
Fucking intense. And like, I have a hard time getting in some cardio just on like, it probably just sounds like an excuse, but like on squat day, for example, like my fucking leg hates me. Like I'm toast and like I can barely get like my prosthetic on afterwards and shit. So that day's out. Like anything physical besides squats on Sundays is like out of the question.
Yeah.
So like it would give me something where I could actually get like some other exercise besides lifting in without having to go like walk around my hills out here or go for a run or whatever.
Yeah, I know. I think it'd be great for you. And speaking of how you getting your body back in balance, I mean, it would only help all that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I know it's cool to see you do
a huge difference that day. I mean, obviously I came here and dropped a bunch of weight.
It was fun.
But it was intense.
Thanks, man. It's good. It's really good for your core and your breathing and just your control. And
I'm gonna start doing it. I'd like to start doing it like once or twice a week.
Yeah, we'll do it. That'll be fun. I'm gonna try to get the cameraman to do it too. Well, at least stream it together or something because you're really into it for a while and you did really fucking good.
Clarice's super into it too. She used to be like really, really into it. So I'm sure she would enjoy it as well.
Yeah, like we'll make it a thing.
So
Yeah, I mean, I stream them to the patron and everything. If you ever have a home set up too, but doing the classes, I mean, your guys are always welcome to come down to
like
Black
the
Forge.
class holds me accountable.
That's true.
Like my experience with yoga up until that point was doing like along with YouTube videos in my hotel rooms, and yeah, if I couldn't do something, then like I just couldn't fucking do it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't keep trying.
I got you.
Like with you, I just like keep
like
trying
that.
until you move on to the next thing.
I like it, bro. It'll be
But
good.
I also had my foot was broken when we did it last time too.
I do remember.
So
It was
I
hard,
kept having
man.
a blowout.
I know. You didn't drink enough water either
There's
afterwards.
all kinds of excuses.
There was all
as
kinds
to
of
why
theories.
I couldn't handle a yoga session.
But I will say that you couldn't handle a yoga session just to make fun of you, though. But no.
oh no,
it was good.
I definitely couldn't. I have so much more respect, like having. Not that the first time I tried it, prior to, I had so much more respect for like people that did it. Like I didn't realize that shit's so fucking hard.
That's how I
Like
fell in love with it too.
Times rather try to come down here and squat a bunch of weight than do that shit.
Yeah, dude. No, I agree, and that's what made me love it at first, because I was like 18 when I first started taking yoga classes, and I went in with the attitude like, I go to the fucking gym. I don't like this is fucking lazy. Oh, soccer mom stretching. Like I got this, and I kicked my ass so hard, dude, that it humbled me, and I loved that. I love that feeling of being like, I got like my ass kicked and humbled, but I felt like I was tough around all these like soccer moms, and they just kicked my ass, and I was like, I'm coming back.
Like we have this one friend, and she is like super good at it, and she went to school for it, something for it in Florida and shit, and like having seen like what she can do, and then see like what I can do, is so much more fucking respect. Like she has to be crazy strong.
We're getting you more into the regular yoga. I think that'll really help your powerlifting, honestly. I do. And you are something I've taken from you and putting into my own weightlifting practice is how calm and meditative you are, and like focused, like you're in the lift when it's happening, like totally. Like
I think it's more like, I appreciate that.
I see it though.
But like that's how all my shit's just internal.
Well,
like I don't get very like,
I mean,
as a child, I opened my Christmas presents in my room by myself because I didn't like people to see me, because if I was really excited about it or if I hated it, like same outwards reaction.
I know.
But inside, I'm all fucked up.
That's why we get along.
Like the outside appears calm.
I get
inside, there's all kinds of shit going on.
Okay, I get it. Is that what's happening when you're squatting? You seem very calm.
I just have like I get very scared.
That's you.
Well,
that is
maybe not squatting. Like I at least try to tame
right.
my ADHD.
I get it.
Physically possibly can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't have very like I don't show my reactions very well.
Right. And I was never a person that was like fucking scream or do any of these things in the gym, but like I do like to like get psyched up and shit. Like I used to like to take pre-workout and listen to fucking and you don't do any of that. You're just like
I
coming down here,
like the ammonia and stuff, like But yeah, I feel like if I get like work myself all up and get like super fucking excited, that like I'm much more likely to have some kind of like cue breakdown where I'm just thinking off in La La Land and
exactly
think of the cue for like that part of the lift, and then
and you're more
I'm like much more likely to fuck up. Like it's not going to motivate me anymore to be all angry.
Right.
Like I spent a lot of my life angry. I don't want to be angry anymore.
No, dude, that's important, dude. I love that. That's something I definitely have taken from you and applied into the gym. I think it's helped a lot, really. It's I would just get too stressed out and pissed off for no reason.
Like it's hard for me to like come down from that. Like if I have to go to like some kind of dark place or something, then like I'm stuck there for like until it runs its course. Yeah. So like to do that daily, it just seems like I'm just like it's a lot. It's not going to work for me. I understand. Me too. People it works for sure. Totally. Don't get me wrong. Like I get like amped up sometimes, but like.
Put on Run the Jewels.
It's just not my. I have very odd like. Very odd like max out type songs. It's not like your typical. I don't just like get all angry.
It is like the Righteous Brothers, right?
It was for a while. Yeah, that was like when you first met me. Yeah.
I love that shit, dude. I love the Righteous Brothers.
Yeah.
And the current one is Run the Jewels.
And Devil's Blood Kick lately.
Devil's Blood, jamming that right now.
Stop rubbing the mic.
Sorry.
Stop rubbing the mic. I talked about the game
I know. As soon as he said that, I was off on a.
I
Dick
thought
Fantasy
I thought
tangent.
that story was gonna be related way much more to me being good at short bursts, but it didn't.
I can't wait to come down to West Virginia and see your home grounds.
upbringing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we're
I'm doing
excited
it.
to have you actually.
Hell yeah, dude. It's I forget the date. Is it January 15th or 21st?
I think it's the 21st.
21st. There's a metal festival going on down there, and we're friends with one of the guys in Blitzkid, Blitzkid is from Bluefield, along with you. You're the second most famous people from Bluesfield is you. Bluefield, not Bluesfield.
Jesus Christ.
Bluefield is you. What in Blitzkid. But that'll be fun, dude. That'll be really fun.
I'm excited.
We're
I'm
gonna set up
excited
there.
just to well, for you to meet Roger actually in person.
Yes, huge.
And then just see the local area.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a lot, and you've met most of our friends from down there.
You need
So
to just be there.
you
Y'all
need
are
to just be
all.
there.
You guys are very wholesome individuals and unique.
We're a very
and
tight knit group.
It is very cool. It's very cool to be
Very tight knit group
around
of
that.
outcasts.
Yeah, from West Virginia. It's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved going down to Morgantown with you and just getting the vibe and getting the whole
Going to
new
homegrown
pizza. Official sponsor of the Death Comes Lifting
if you're in
podcast.
Morgantown, go.
If you don't go, you're fucking
Best-
up.
Best
Boom.
food in the tri-state area.
Grown pizza. We need to get him on the podcast, dude.
He would be very good.
He would be very good. We want to do a food tour with him. We want to do a video, Zach, with the guy that owns Homegrown. It's his boy. I think might have told you about this idea. Just get him to like taste test food around Pittsburgh. He wants to go on a pizza tour of Pittsburgh.
I too would
It's
like
fucking
to taste
hilarious. Yeah. He's
food. I can just
fucking
be there for
hilarious.
moral support and eat.
Yeah.
And
We would have to do
That's
nothing.
awesome.
We would just let the camera go and it would be gold.
oh yeah, gold.
Yeah. There'd be no setup at all. So we need him for sure. It's legitimately one of my, and I'm such a picky pizza Italian food eater.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite pizzas ever.
Are you
Yeah.
Italian?
Yeah, dude.
I guess,
Italian.
apparently.
Yeah, dude. Italian. Too much so probably for my own good, yeah. But it's one of my favorite pizzas ever, and just he's the shit.
Yeah, I had a meatball sub with banana peppers on it after the meet the other day.
You did.
It's fucking phenomenal.
We had I forget what pizza we had, but it was really good. It was a special. It had like mushrooms and goat cheese and peppers and spinach and shit. Dude, fire.
That's so good.
Yeah, he has some
So
good
I
shit.
just
Dude.
want to go there now.
Yeah. We'll have to do that soon. Where is that on the way to Bluefield or no?
Yeah, kind of.
Kinda.
I mean,
Not really.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, you just go like a few exits out of the way, not like very far at all.
We can stop there on the way
We
back.
definitely can.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for you just to see it's beautiful. Like that's something I didn't
Mhm.
like
Appreciate first.
at all when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Or like even in like college, like I very seldomly went home for a couple of years, and I think it was just like I associated and just like ran away from my problems and associated a lot of those with like just that area.
I'm sure.
And I just didn't appreciate like now going like it is fucking beautiful. Like we were so lucky to grow up like in a place that looks like that.
Like
And
mountains.
I did not take advantage of it at all.
So we're talking about like
Clarice and I make sure we at least drive up to the top of the mountain or something every time we're in. Just
Dude, I
to at
can't
least,
take it in.
Like
Appreciate it.
yeah, because it really is beautiful. I mean,
can't
there's
wait.
a lot of things that are pretty sad about the area,
I'm sure.
but like it is fucking beautiful,
I
and that's
can't-
something that'll probably always be.
I can't wait to
you
check it out. How beautiful is it going to be in the middle of January? Is the question.
I mean, so
Still
like,
cool and snowy?
Yeah, the main like mountain there, the fog rolls in like over top of
Fuck
it.
yeah.
So, like,
So it's gonna
pretty
be all
much any
spooky?
season, it's pretty.
I'm into that. I'm into
Pretty
the gloom
awesome.
anyway.
Yeah, I like I mean, there's pine trees and shit that still have green, but for the most part, everything's pretty barren.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. Like,
That's pretty
real
sweet.
spooky when the fog comes over and
I
shit.
love that shit.
And you can like drive to the top of the mountain and then like be above the fog, so you can like see the fog.
Dude,
It's
we
fucking
have to do that.
Yeah, like I said, I never appreciated it. Like, I went up to the top of that mountain to drink, and like it's really curvy, so to act like an idiot on the motorcycle,
Wow, nice.
and then in like whatever vehicle I was in, and that's what I used it for when I was a kid, and now I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, it's good to look back on when you're
Yeah,
there. It
yeah.
makes it all the spookier,
Like,
doesn't
what
it?
was I doing? Yeah.
You know, when you're back, like I
just
could have
didn't
died here so
I
many
guess
times.
you just appreciate different things, obviously, when you're older, but I didn't think that I would have the outlook of that place that I have now.
I got
And,
you.
I'm very appreciative of it versus had a very different relationship with it for a very long time. You know what I mean? But I actually look forward to like going home and stuff now. So it's nice.
We'll take some video over there or something. I'm sure we'll work out. Will we work out? There's a gym, yeah. We can film
there's
that.
a gym.
Is there a gym?
It's not that small, Jesus.
Well, I don't know, dude.
There's multiple gyms.
I'm sure you know them all. But what's your favorite gym down there?
Well, usually when I'm down there, I try to work out with Roger, so I'll go to the gym. Right. Like it's like a fitness center in Princeton.
All right.
But there's one that's like 5-10 minute walk from my mom's house. So when I was a little kid, and like it was normal for you to just walk around.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like maybe 2 miles from my mom's house. Then like I'll walk there every day and play basketball and swim, and it's like a full, But
I can't wait to go, man.
I went down there the other day, and they had like remodeled this whole big area into just like a complete free weight area.
Nice.
Like deadlift platforms and like
legit.
Yeah, tons of racks, like
cool,
kinds of it. It's awesome place.
I can't wait to go.
So I went down there when I was in town because Roger, like, I think they were closing the fitness center early because of the negative 20 temperatures or whatever it was.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, we have to work out with Roger. We'll film that. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
That'll be good.
The in-person workouts tend to be a bit more intense than what he sends.
I can imagine, yeah. I'm afraid, but I'm ready.
He often makes me puke.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to join.
Like, I never have puked from working out.
Ever?
Except for when I've been there with him.
Nice. I can't wait to.
That happens like 50% of the time.
I'll definitely throw up. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So what's the plan moving forward, Frankenjahn? What we got our sights set on?
I'm going to chill for a bit and try to just keep getting stronger and do some off-season shit.
Eat some shit.
We're gonna. I don't know. I feel pretty good about where I'm at because like this last, like there wasn't very much of a cut at all. Like I didn't have to do anything drastic whatsoever, and like that was awesome. That's the first time that's happened. So like I feel pretty good like hanging around. Like, does it really matter those few pounds? So I'm just gonna hang around in the weight class.
Sure. I think that's the move.
Just stay somewhere probably between like 195 and 205, and then do Rob's thing in May for sure.
Memorial Day.
And then I don't know. I'll just see kind of like where my strength goes. Like I don't want to just do another meet for the sake of doing it. Like I want to have something in mind, whether it's our longer term goals or a record or something,
right?
Just something that I want to have some kind of something in mind.
We snatched some state records at the last one. I think that's important not to look over. You're a state record holder in the Submasters division.
Real quick first.
Hey.
But no, I'll take it for sure. That honestly was like having like one of anything, and I know that like that's like the lowest level of record to have or whatever, but having one of anything was one of our big goals when we first started down the pass. So
of course, and we did that.
I was happy to do that for that outcome. Like I said, we were expecting quite a bit higher.
Right.
Like it didn't go exactly as planned. Like I missed my second squat and took it again instead of going up. Mm-hmm. And then you saw what happened with bench. Mm-hmm. God,
You still got a good bench though. It wasn't the number you wanted, but it was a nice bench.
I didn't bomb out, which I was very close to.
Exactly.
And then
imagine if you would have done that, dude.
I would have been so upset.
Right, and you fucking came back and you got that bench press, and I was like, yeah, it was huge.
But yeah, so that was big. Like I'm pretty happy with that, and like it's something that like I said, I have trouble with like imposter syndrome real bad. So even though it's not like, I know it's not like a huge deal, like to me it's some kind of something with my name on it. And that also like my mom cried and shit.
Yeah, I know. That's fucking awesome, dude.
And she's this fucking sweetest lady in the world. So like, there's definitely some positives that came out of it for sure.
Dude, definitely.
But
I mean, didn't you also beat some non-drug tested records too? Was that what happened?
As well,
and a Submaster, but still, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So we entered you don't take steroids, we should say. So you do not take drugs. So we're not tested.
Randomly, dude, I haven't had a protein shake since I had surgery.
I know. Like, you don't do any of that.
I don't do the pre-workout or energy drinks anymore or anything. Just a lot of iced Americanos and
and Slipknot.
No. Dude,
this reminded me, before I forget, I got something for you.
Oh my god.
It's a contribution to the gym to hang up, and this just encapsulates you.
Yes.
it's the
Yes.
it's the stoned ghost face.
I love it.
Yeah, from Scary Movie. Yeah, and we had a regular scream mask down here somewhere. I forget
It
if
is.
we
I
still.
think it's on the lamp behind there.
So I just
The
thought
lamp
it'd be a
that's not plugged
funny a thing to add.
I like it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. I
I
love you, buddy.
I love
I
you
got
as
your
well.
back.
Thank you. It's not as cool as the gift I got for Jeremy, but it's close to it.
You got Jeremy.
Die-cast
Dom
Fast and
Toretto.
Furious cars, yeah.
He lives his life a quarter mile at a time, and he got you a Slipknot vinyl, which is why I brought that
Yeah.
up. Which is why I think
And
that's
he made
fucking
sure
awesome.
to give it to me in front of a bunch of people that I'm not usually around, so they don't get it. They don't like get the humor in it.
They think, yeah.
So they're just like,
they're like,
man,
This
he
dude,
really is pretty odd, huh?
he likes the first Slipknot album enough to have it on vinyl.
Well, they don't know that that's
I
the
know.
first Slipknot album. They
That's
just are like, man, this guy's still like listening to Slipknot, huh?
I still listen to Slipknot. I'll say it
do too,
loud
dude.
and
It's a
proud.
very like
Loud and proud.
nostalgic thing. Yeah, I probably listened in the last like year or two. Have listened to them for nostalgia purposes more than any band that I liked in like late middle school, early high school.
That's cool.
That I don't still like Maiden shit, like actually good bands. Not that Slipknot's not actually good. Oh, I also saw them live a couple years ago, and it was fucking fantastic.
I know you told me that, and you guys both bought me a shirt because I couldn't be there. And my mom was also at that concert and also bought me a shirt. So I
How
have
many times have you worn this shirt?
not
It's
worn
fucking
any-
zero,
any
right?
of them, no, zero.
You want to hear something really dirty? So at my mom's house, she uses my old bedroom now as an office, and it still has like she hasn't painted it yet because like we're gonna paint it when we go. Long story, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't care about that part.
I do care, but
She hasn't
it's
painted
okay.
it yet. So I was in there the other day, and the way it is like my bedroom door closes into like the doorway, and then there's another door, and it was like a walk-in closet. It was like the only one in the house. And I decided, apparently, in permanent marker, to draw this huge fucking Slipknot S on that door. So as soon as I opened the door
Victory.
to go into the closet to see what I was in there, every time I just get reminded of like,
The Slipknot S you
it's
drew.
just gigantic, just in permanent marker, and then I colored it in with number 2 pencil.
Oh, no.
And like the number 2 pencil is still on the fucking door because
Oh,
I just
no.
used to like color on my walls and shit,
That's so good.
and draw shit on my walls,
I love that.
and it's all still just like there's still stuff there.
Did you copy it from the album sleeve? To like because
I
it's a
hand
pretty
drew it.
complicated S to draw.
I hand drew it.
I know, yeah.
It's very
it can't
obviously
look
hand-drawn.
that good.
It's not great.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's not great. I think I could do better now. I might do better now.
You should try it with charcoal
But
and stuff.
yeah, I think like she got some new furniture and stuff, so we're gonna paint it. I think next time we go down, so it'll be a
I'm gonna get to see it
bittersweet.
though, right?
You will get to
I
see
can't
it.
wait. I'm gonna take a picture of you in front of the Slipknot S.
There is unfortunately also a 311 on the wall.
That's not, yeah.
And that was more so, I don't even think I knew who 311 was. Like, I just had, like, a CD, and, like, I just drew what was on the CD.
Yeah, I get it.
But then, yeah.
No
and then
corn.
it turned
though?
out to be 311.
You didn't write corn with a Sharpie.
Oh, I did.
Backwards
So,
on?
like, yeah. I mean, I
Have
did.
to.
So, like,
I love
the
corn.
inside of my closet was, like, the whole walls were done. But she has painted those since.
I'm proud of you, man. I can't wait to go. Can't wait
Yeah.
to jam Slipknot with you.
And so, like, when I was a little kid, also, like, I was, like I said, sick little kid. Like, I spent, like, a lot of time at Duke University, like, a whole lot of time. And they had this one room where, like, kids would go, I don't remember, like, to get shots or something that kids didn't like to do or get their blood taken. I don't remember what it was, but they, like, let you draw on the walls a magic marker when you're in there. And so when we got home, my mom just let me do that. And so, like,
Okay.
up until we painted it when, like, I went to college, like, everybody that came to my house drew on my walls and shit. So
I
there were
like
just,
that.
like, murals of just, like, random signatures and, like, from, like, my childhood all the way up to...
That's cool.
I know, I wish we would have taken some pictures before
cool
we
as
fucking
fuck.
painted over it.
We kind of got that going on now with the Death Comes Lifting banner. We have people sign it, whoever
We do. I
lives here.
forget quite
But
often to have people sign it.
We-
So I
yeah.
feel like it's just like us.
it's just us. And there's who else signed
Mandy's
it?
up there, I think.
Mandy's up there.
Zach, are you up there?
Zach's up there. It says the cameraman underneath.
Oh, it does. Yeah, you are
Yeah,
up
you're
there.
goddamn right.
So basically just us, yeah.
And Luke,
Luke's not up there.
fucker.
Luke has to hit 10 workouts in the garage in a row before he signs his name.
We have to fly Rob up. We'll sign under the Iowa 80 truck stop. And that's what we'll do.
The world's largest truck stop.
I can't.
Don't
We're gonna miss it this year. No, I won't. It is a huge time, dude. It is a huge stop on our drive to Rob's.
I know, but I'm looking forward to flying.
Me too. It'll be good.
It's a long drive.
Yeah. How long of a drive? It's like 16 hours.
It's a while.
Yeah, we've done
It's
that.
just a lot. It's
There
a lot
and
to
back.
drive, and then like do something physical, and like outside.
Yeah, and like work.
And then fucking drive back. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Well, it's gonna be a good time though.
I'm gonna try to get some work done by his tattoo artist while I'm out there too.
Oh, cool. Fuck yeah.
I have not yet contacted them. I probably should.
I would say. I'll do the same. We could get tats.
I mean, matching tats.
I'm gonna get whatever you get. Is that cool with you? I'll have one of whatever John has.
Two of these.
whatever he's going with, I'll take. No.
Yeah, sure. It'll
I'll
probably
get
be something silly.
I like to get tattoos different places instead of like by the same person. I feel like I like to just have different stories associated.
Mixed. Like when I first started getting them, I went to like the same couple of people, and it was just like who was around where I lived in West Virginia at that time.
Yeah.
And then like I found somebody up here who was awesome, and so I went to him for a while until he moved, and then but I have a lot of work that needs done. Like I have shit that's not finished, and like
it's hard to
I got when I was 15 that it needs just covered up, like the sweet shoulder tat.
Your Iron Maiden tattoos? Or
no, I do love my Iron Maiden.
I love your Iron Maiden.
I do have one that's very unfinished right here.
It's sick though.
It's this somebody told me the other day that they liked it. And I was like, no, you don't.
you don't have to tell me that.
You don't even know what it is. Like, I don't even know what it is.
I was getting x-rays on
There's no way you like this thing.
That's so funny, dude.
It's all like scratched up from deadlifts too on top of everything. So it's just like...
It's one of my favorite tattoos I've ever seen.
The thing is, when I got it, it really was. I was like, I can't wait to have this finished. And that was... probably like 14 or 15 years ago.
You're going to get it finished one day.
Well, now, like, anybody that's good doesn't want to touch it because they're like,
it's
well,
too
that's
bad.
fucked.
Really? They can't know it's not savable?
Well, they just don't want to, like, make it as good as they can and then call it their own because, like, as good as they can make it, they can
still be bad. Yeah. Oh, man.
But, yeah, it is. It's not my worst one.
It's not your worst one? That's okay.
I have some removals I need to do, and then, but... It's easier just to get more work done than it is to do that.
You are truly Frankenjahn. You've embodied the character.
Thanks.
I like that about you, dude. Thank you.
No neck or face yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You can get bolts. That'd be cool.
I would love to have neck work done.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I could see you with neck tats. That's kind of funny.
Life, and two, that's like Clarice's only objection.
Well, then that's not happening. So, that's okay.
Which I can see. I mean, like, eventually I'm probably not going to have much of a neck.
Or hopefully you don't have a job that you'll have to worry about it. You could just work for DCO Enterprises and have all the neck tattoos you fucking want, bro.
The thing is, like, I think I could probably get by just fine. But it's like if I would have to go like somewhere and start new, then I think it would be harder for me to start new in like the professional world I'm in. Yeah. With that, like, believe me, I hope by 50 I can be done with all this shit and like can do whatever I want. Yeah. But yeah.
Me too, man. Well, we're gonna work to that. So
I don't have very many years left until then.
No.
So we do have to figure something out.
None of us do. And that's the beauty
what are you talking about?
What do you mean?
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Yeah. You're not even 30.
Okay. But, in the grand scheme of things, we don't have that much time.
No.
And that's what Death Comes Lifting reminds me of every day.
And like realistically, like with what I've done to myself, there's no way like this is going to make it to like 80, 90.
Yeah.
That's like...
It's going to be a rough 80, 90 if it is.
I won't be here.
With medical advances.
Only physically will I be here.
With medicine and medical advances, you never know.
Actual robot.
Zach knows more about that than me. I'm sure he has information for you.
I actually don't have any metal in me anymore.
Besides your Iron Maiden tattoo.
I have two Iron Maiden tattoos.
Exactly. First my point more. He has all the metal in you need.
It's true. I do have some in my heart. But like,
that's kind of fucking badass.
no, you know what I mean. No, like,
crazy, dude.
Anymore.
You're the man.
Thanks.
Well, let's go eat something. What do you say? Let's go fire it up. Let's go fire up a Immortal record that we were listening to before this to get pumped up and stretched.
I'm in.
That's cool. Thanks, man. No, I love you. This was great.
Thank you.